Hey students, it's me, Mr. Z, and this is my baking video for you. Thought today I would do some sugar cookies, something basic, because it has probably all of the things you should have in your cupboard. It's got butter or shortening, which is the fat, sugar, an egg, and some vanilla extract is what I have here, vanilla extract. And then for the dry ingredients, it's flour. And then the baking agent is baking powder and some salt. And that's basically it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off with, when you usually make cookies or cakes, you have your wet ingredients, and that would be your fat, your butter or shortening, sugar, egg, vanilla, the flavoring. And that's what we're gonna start off with first. Now, this recipe calls for 1 cup of butter or shortening, or a combination. I like to use the Crisco shortening because it comes in packages. You can buy 3 packs of 1 cup each. So I like to use this instead of butter, because butter you're supposed to have at room temperature. And to me, it's just easier. And here it is. It's 1 cup of shortening. Just put in there. Or you could use 2 sticks of butter, which each half a cup for each stick, together 1 cup, but it's got to be at room temperature. And quite often we just take it right out of the fridge and it's not at room temp. That's why I like to use the Crisco. The next thing is we need a cup of sugar. Now, we're looking for 1 level cup of sugar. So I'm going to make sure it's level. Use a knife. And I pour that in on top of the shortening. And then I use 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Instead, I'm just going to use a cap of vanilla extract. And then we'll go back to the fridge. I'm going to get 1 egg. Be careful you don't get any egg fragments into your wet ingredients. So now I've got my wet ingredients, and I'm going to take us over here where I have my blender ready. You can do it by hand. I like using the hand blender. So here we go. Done with that. I set that aside. Just had to get all the wet ingredients off the blender. Then I'll take us back here. Now I put in the dry ingredients. Now I'm going to start with the baking powder, and it calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon. Don't worry, I'm going to send all of you this recipe in an email before you watch the video. But I only have a 1/4. I don't have a 1/2 teaspoon measurement. I have a 1/4 teaspoon measurement. So I need 3/4 of a teaspoon. So I have to do 3 1/4 teaspoons. So that's 1, 2, and it's got a nice little leveler in here, 3. I also have to put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So once again, I have to do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And finally, I have to put in 2.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to start with my 1 cup measurement. I have a 1 cup measurement here. So I have to do 2 of those. And I'm going to use my knife to make sure it's nice and level. And it is. There's 1. Here's the second one. And to make things easier, I have a 1/2 cup measurer. So here's your 1 cup. I just used, here's a 1/2 cup. So I put 2 cups in, and I need to put a 1/2 cup in. And there's my 1/2 cup. So, I'm gonna take you back to our blender, which you have right over here. And now, dry in with the wet. A little bit of a flour dust on here. Now I'm going to set that alongside. I'm going to go back and wash my hands good a second time. Bring you back here. And now here's what the dough looks like. It's a little bit crumbly, not too bad, but I'm now going to mix it with my hands. Get all the extra flour. It's off the side. And I am going to, I made it into a ball. The next thing I'm going to do, and here's how I like to make these. They are sugar cookies. So I like to take a little bit of sugar and put it into a bowl. And then with these, I like to take it out and take out a chunk like so. I roll it into a ball in my hands, like so. And I put it into my bowl of sugar. Take another one out, roll that. And I'm just rolling balls of dough right now. Very simple recipe that you can do at home. Got 7 ingredients total. As you can see now, I've got the dough balls in the sugar. So I just roll them around in the sugar. A couple pans. Make lots of noise doing it. Then I take them and I put them on the pan. I'll show you in a little bit once they get more rolled up. As you can see, I'm still rolling them. See the little chunk I take? It's probably like so big. And I roll it in the size of, you know, a little bit smaller than a golf ball. And got one more to go. Another way I do this is I just kind of shake them around in here. See that sugar popping up? There. Now, I have, as you can see, a pan with 9 sugar dough balls. Then what I do is I take them, I just flatten them, palm of my hand, and then I head over here to our oven. And I'm warming it up now. I should have had it warmed up, but here's my pan of cookies, dough balls that I flattened in my hand, and they're already rolled in sugar. And now I'm gonna bake them in this oven at 350 degrees. And then what I'm gonna do is, once I'm done baking them, I'm not gonna wait for them to bake for this video, but when I do, I am going to send pictures of my cookies to you. So that is basically the end of my video. Like I said, with the ingredients and the amount to go in here, I'm going to send all of you my recipe, and then hopefully when I send that recipe to you, I will also have a picture of baked cookies. And this is a nice activity on a cool day, on a cold day in the winter, cool day in the spring. Helps warm up the house a little bit, and there's nothing like warm cookies on the rack. So you watch this. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't, just watch the video and let me know and give me your responses. Catch you later.